Hi, this is Ushio, and welcome back to Beacon Pines. In the last episode, we found out some strange things about what we think is going on in the town. We have now got a major suspicion of our grandma, and we went and investigated the house. We found a secret basement, spoilers by the way, and she's got a lot of documentation about what's going on. We found a plan that could be something to do with blowing up the town, perhaps on the festival day, but we were interrupted by someone. We kind of knocked this guy out. And it was someone from town. It's Hiram Todiver. So I guess we're gonna interrogate this guy and find out what might or might not be about to happen next.
Still unconscious, Mr. Tolliver slumped heavily in a shoddy old chair. His hands were bound with rope, his feet tied with some loose string. The kids huddled in a circle, discussing their plan. One thing was certain, they couldn't just let Mr. Tolliver go. They needed to know what he was doing in Luca's house. After some deliberation, it was decided.
They'd run the classic good cop, other cop, chill cop, hard cop. What about good cop, chill cop?
They'd run the classic good cop, chill cop interrogation.
Seems like a bad idea. I'll handle this. Just gotta play it cool.
Luca walked calmly to the light switch, flicking it off and on a few times.
Okay, wake up.
Mr. Tolliver shook his head, gathering his wits.
Gotti, I sure got my bell rung.
He looked over to find Luca, who returned a calming grin.
Sorry, Mr. Todiver. This was all a big mistake. Luca, what's going on here? Why'd you have me strapped down? No one's fault really. Rolo just got a little startled. Rolo's here.
Rollo and Beck emerged from hiding to give a timid wave.
Well, alright. Someone should have stayed hidden. At least one person should have stayed hidden. But that's me. Mistakes happen. You kids gave old Hiram a good scare. Just get me out of these ropes and we'll call it even.
Luca glanced over to Rollo and Beck, who replied with skeptical looks.
Mr. Todiver, why are you in my grand's basement? I'm here to help, of course. Help with what? What's my gran up to? If you just cut me loose, I can show you. How do I know we can trust you?
Mr. Tolliver exhaled with disappointment.
Luca, have I ever done wrong by you? No. And since your gran moved to town, haven't I been nothing but welcoming? Yeah. So why would I turn my back on your family now? It's just... all this stuff seems pretty weird. A board with names of people from town? An archive of my dad's old disturbing patient notes?
Luca gestured to the corner.
Barrels of explosives? I can explain everything. You just need to untie me. You kids deserve an explanation.
Luca looked again to Rollo and Beck. This time they shrugged. Luca began to slowly loosen the bindings. Mr. Tolliver gently rubbed his wrists.
That's a good lad. This will all make sense in time.
He edged imperceptibly toward the stairs as he spoke.
You see, this town has secrets, Luca. He's edging. A very dark past indeed. He's edging. Don't trust it.
Before the kids had even noticed his movement, Mr. Tolliver was at the light switch.
A past that must be
Punctuated
broad.
his final words by flicking the switch and rushing up the stairs.
To light. Son
Beck
of a...
darted to the wall and turned back on the lights. It was too late. Rollo confirmed what they all heard.
He just locked us down here.
Mr. Tolliver's muffled voice came from behind the door.
I wasn't lying, you know. This is for your own good. You kids just keep tight down there and let the adults handle this.
They looked bewildered at each other.
Play it cool, huh? Not now, Beck. Oh, man.
They heard the staccato thump of quick steps exiting the house. The kids looked down in resignation. This isn't how it goes in Hank Atomic. For some reason, they'd always assumed it was up to them to save their town. Luca opened his mouth, hoping to conjure some magical words to make this right. Only a hollow croak escaped. The end.
Stuck in the
Well,
basement.
We certainly aren't going to find a grand resolution to our tale locked in a basement. Back to the drawing board.
Okay, we gotta decide something else. So we can try and do that interrogation one more time. I do have one more option to me. But there are other things that I can do. I still have this option over here. Isn't this the route where Rhodo's gone missing? We'll come back to it. Let's try this interrogation again. Playing it chill is the wrong option for us. We're going to play it hard.
They'd run the classic good cop, hard cop interrogation. Rollo brandished a steely gaze. I've got this. Read about it 100 times.
Alright, we're gonna be hard. Yeah. Rhodo's in
Rollo
charge.
started past the chair which propped up the slumping Hiram Tolliver. Without even looking at his captive, he began with a long, blustery drawl.
Well, Mr. Tolliver.
Mr. Tolliver remained motionless. Rollo spun around to face him. He'd clearly expected to rouse Mr. Tolliver with his booming voice.
Mr. Tolliver.
Beck and Luca gave each other an unsure glance. Rollo slammed his fist on the table.
I said, Mr. Tolliver.
He grabbed the table lamp and beamed it onto the unconscious face. Mr. Tolliver groaned and slowly lifted his head. He recoiled with a muddled, weary squint.
What in the world?
The chair wobbled as he attempted to straighten up.
Who's there?
Mr. Tolliver could only make out rough shapes through the glaring light. With a gruff tone, Rollo hoped to both conceal his voice and intimidate.
I'll be asking the questions here, punk. Now hold on, let's just calm down. Oh, I am calm. Calm as a carrot in dirt. As for you, looks like you're sweating.
The doubtful expression on Beck and Luca's faces transformed into awe.
We could do this my way, or... let's just say I've never needed another way.
Rollo, hitting his stride, was now channeling every detective trope his memory could recall.
You can do it, Rhodo.
He slammed the table again.
Now dance. What? I don't even...
Mr. Tolliver's voice became desperate. He was nearly in tears.
You've tied me down. How on earth can I dance? Dance with your mouth, punk. Spill the beans. What are you doing poking around this house? I'm here to help Juniper. To make sure everything's ready. Oh, so you're in cahoots with Gran. Gran,
Mr. Tolliver was in a daze, now more confused than ever.
gonna help her blow up the festival, huh? Blow up the festival? Good lord.
He shook his head, feeling more and more dizzy.
No, you've got this all wrong. Where is she now? She's headed to the source. Source? What's the source? It's where
His voice faded to a whisper.
the town began. Where it all began. What is Operation Sparkplug?
With that, Mr. Tolliver passed out cold.
Oh, wow.
Rollo swung around with a repentant grimace.
Damn, Rhodo. I think you went a little too hard on him. What did he say about the source? It's where the town began? We need more information. Yeah, but we'd better not push Mr. Tolliver any further. Is there anybody else who might know more? What about the History Museum? It just got set up for the festival. Nah, that tent was put up by the Valentines. Everything they do is just a bunch of fluff to glorify themselves. Is there anything more reliable? Library? If there's any information about this source thing, Cardo can help us find it. Let's go get some answers. Okay, so what, we just left that guy tied up in the basement? Okay, fair. About this guy in the corner. You want to chat? Nope. Let's just ask Cardo. This is a dang nice library. Thanks. We work hard on it. Aren't you a little young to be a librarian? Oh, Cardo had it here so much, eventually they gave him a set of keys. I just keep an eye on the place for Mrs. Novak sometimes. They got you working for free? It's quiet, and I get access to all the books I can read. What more could a person want? I mean, it's a fair point. Fair, yep. What can I do for you all? We need a favour. I already told you in Rolo, I can't put you any higher on the wait list for the next Hank Atomic. And if you're here with more candy, I'll have you know I can't be bought. Call it a personal code of conscience. Actually, we're looking to do some research. Now you're speaking my language. What are you looking for? That's the thing, we sort of don't know. What do you got on the history of the town? There's the county record archives. What's in those? Births, deaths, newspaper clippings, stuff like that. Pretty boring reading. But they do go all the way back to when the town was founded. Great, we'll start there. Start at the beginning.
Chapter 8. 6 feet under, 3 towns over. The kids spent the rest of the afternoon combing through dusty piles of old county records, desperately searching for anything that could help them make sense of Mr. Tolliver's cryptic utterance.
He's still unconscious in our basement.
Luca tried to shake the thought of Gran's basement, but his focus wavered. Explosives, messages hidden in jam, dossiers on various town figures, and a corkboard threaded with photos. Gran was the only family he had left. He still couldn't bring himself to believe the worst. But the old map with the symbol of explosives in town square made that difficult. As the sun began to set, the kids were no closer to the truth.
If I have to read any more records, my eyeballs are gonna pop. We have to keep digging. If I dig another word, I'm gonna end up in one of those asinine death records. Rolo Cotter lived a full and wonderful life, so he read so much boring crud that his brain oozed out from his ears.
Rollo shut his book with an assertive nod.
If you got a better idea, spit it out. You sound like my sister. Keep pushing your luck, pal. And it won't be boring county records that kill you. I'll put you with the obituaries myself.
Rollo muttered under his breath.
You're a county record. Really? That's the best you got? When I'm done with you, you'll be the footnote in history. Just
Beck
like
slammed her finger down on the open page before glancing.
J. Hartford here. I'd love to see you try. Hey. We're all a little tired here. Let's just take a minute and...
Something tickled the back of Luca's mind.
Wait, what was that name, Beck? In the obituary? J. Hartford. From the Brookville Tribune 20 years ago. That can't be right. What is it? J. Hartford? That's my grand's name? Juniper Hartford? Maybe there are two. Mrs. Hartford is survived by her young daughter, E. Hartford. My mum's name's Eleanor. Okay, this is getting creepy. Is Gran an imposter? Oh no. If your Gran's 6 feet under 3 towns over, then who am I living with?
The question hung in the air.
Alright, Gan, I've got to close up for the night.
Beck rubbed her eyes.
How late is it? Almost 10. Oh crap, Pa's gonna kill me. I gotta go. Yeah, my parents are gonna be worried sick. Okay, let's meet up as early as we can at the festival tomorrow. What are you gonna do about the unconscious man in your basement? I'll think of something. Home is an odd place to
Luca's
want to go
heart
to.
was pounding as he approached the house.
So we got, in our house right now, we have an unconscious man in the basement. And we also have someone who we think might be an imposter as a family member. This is a lot to be walking into. I would not want to go home.
If he was lucky, Gran, or whoever it was, hadn't gotten back yet. And of course, there was Mr. Tolliver tied up and unconscious in the basement. Dealing with him would be the first order of business. Luca shook out his arms to calm his nerves before entering.
Gran's there.
He held perfectly still, tempering his breath, and listened closely. She was asleep. His only hope was that she hadn't found Mr. Tolliver before dozing off.
Okay, we gotta check out the basement. But do I want to check that, or do I want to check around the house first instead? Has anything changed? I'm really worried about everything right now. But I'm avoiding the issue on purpose. I'm worried. I'm super worried. So we're definitely not going to see Gran. I mean, anything out here? But yeah, the basement door was left wide open. If Gran even as much as went into the kitchen, she would instantly know that something have happened. Also, that room, that basement, is a dead end. As soon as we go in there, we're committed to being in there. We might get trapped in there again ourselves, which I don't really want to have happen. He's gone. Ah, shit. Oh no.
Mr. Tolliver was nowhere to be seen.
Which means he's either escaped or Gran let him out. So if Gran is aware, we are in big trouble. Oh no. Maybe he woke up, escaped from his bindings and left without a trace?
Or maybe Gran knew everything.
What do I do?
Luca's hungry stomach groaned. Not realizing it, he'd gone the entire day without eating.
Okay, I can figure this out. So that's the interesting thing about this game, because the characters, the ones that you're playing as, they're all children. They're still in the whole mindset that I'm just gonna go home because that's the only place I know to retreat to when I've got trouble. Whereas I guess if you're an adult, you'd be like, I'm not going back there, and you just go to a friend's house or you book a hotel, skip town entirely, just get out. So yeah, we're stuck in this domestic situation, and we don't like this at all. I just need a little brain food.
Luca rushed over to the pile of jam jars, unscrewed one, and shoveled a handful into his mouth.
Okay, gotta eat some jam. I'm afraid your jam delivery will be
He
delayed.
flipped the lid to read the label.
Mr. Nuncreed. Okay, now I can think. So, if Gran knows we tied up Mr. Tolliver, I'm screwed. If she doesn't know, then I need to play it cool. I guess the only option is to go to bed and act as if nothing's wrong. Gran will think Mr. Tolliver finished what he was sent to do and left when he was done. Really? I mean, I can beat that thing up. Because Mr. Tolliver... No, he didn't know it was us, did he? Because we shined the light on his face. He doesn't know explicitly it was us. He could probably guess because we referred to her as Gran. But if he snitched, we got trouble. Oh no, Gran's gone. Ah, stick to the plan. Go to bed, play it cool.
As Luca climbed the final stair, the emotion of the day dragged heavily on him. With each consecutive step, his legs weakened. His stride began to falter. He tried to grab for the railing to steady himself.
Oh, we are having a bad time. This is a lot of stuff that we've had to go through. And even if Gran has lied to us, it's on her. She's the person who's lied to us. It's not us. We've not done anything sneaky. We've just been put in a situation where we wanted to find out for ourselves and ask questions. So it's Gran's fault. I'm staying with that.
Something was wrong.
Come on, legs. Just a few more steps. Wait, is the jam poisoned? Oh god.
Luca groaned and tried to move. His limbs might as well have been bolted to the ground. Through numb lips, he mumbled just before falling asleep.
The jam. Oh no, not that kind of go to sleep. I can hear footsteps. Sweet boy. What did you get yourself into? I got into your basement. That's what I got into. And your jam supplier. Rest now, and let me handle everything. Wow, that face plant. That's not good for breathing.
Chapter 9. A speech to end all speeches. Luca awoke to find himself face down in bed. He moaned into his pillow. Why would Gran drug him?
At least put him in the recovery position. Don't put him face down.
Or rather, why was she trying to drug Mr. Nuncreed? Shaking the questions from his woozy head, Luca snapped back to the matter at hand.
The festival. Just gotta shake off that drugs that Gran fed us. Or we fed ourselves, but you know. Gran. I got questions, Gran. Gran is not here. And she didn't even bother to like pretend that she hasn't got some conspiracy shit going on now. She's just left everything open for us to discover as freely as we like now. So the secret is out. But she didn't like lock us in the house. We're still free to go. So we're not seen as that much of a problem. Okay, let's go visit Dad's grave. Dad, what is going on? I've got real questions here. What is going on? Ah, okay. I don't even know. Let's just go back into town. Maybe I'll do some fishing. Maybe there's something else that I can do. Hello, hello. Where have you been? Graham put something in the jam. Yeah, we know. Secret messages for secret conspirators? No, not this one. The one intended for Mr. Nuncreed. It put me to sleep. Whoa. Sly devil. Sly. I think she's trying to remove him from the equation. He might be in danger. Have you found anything? We looked around, but haven't seen anything odd. Your Gran's nowhere to be found, though. But Mr. Nuncreed is just loafing around, waiting for the speech. What speech? Mayor Gus just got up on the podium. Everyone's gathered at the stage. Let's get moving. Wait, things are about to go down. Oh, everybody is here. Oh no.
Augustus Valentine nervously wiped his brow.
Is this thing, hello, Beacon Pines. I'm Augustus Valentine, your mayor, and I suppose you already know that. Oh, yes, before we get started, I just wanted to take a moment to recognise someone who couldn't be here today. This town wouldn't be where it is today without my father, Sharper Valentine. So I thought we could begin with a round of applause befitting such a great man. Nice applause. Even that's more than the old codger deserved.
Gus cleared his throat and awkwardly loosened his tie.
Wow, that's harsh, man. Tough crowd. Right, where was I?
William Kerr bounded on the stage with the energy of a preacher at a big tent revival.
Gus Valentine, everyone.
He gave Gus a hearty slap on the back and motioned him off the stage.
Let's hear it for our mayor. Well, that is a weak reception. What a great turnout. Ah, heck, I didn't prepare anything. But I suppose I could say a few words. Would be a shame to waste such a beautiful podium.
Mr. Kerr pulled a thick stack of note cards out from his vest.
Wow. Community, conviction, commitment. These are the things we celebrate at Perennial Harvest. For us, these are the pillars of the bridge to a better tomorrow. But I think it's time to add a new pillar. Change. Change is a powerful thing. It's inexorable, unavoidable, and undeniable. And I'm daggum thankful for it. Change is the reason we're all together today. It's hard for me to believe that it was only 4 years ago when fate brought me here. A simple business trip, which brought me to a small town, which would change my life forever.
Mr. Kerr took a moment to survey the crowd.
You know what?
He wiped away a single tear.
From the second I set foot in Beacon Pines, something about this place has held me captive. You see, change represents opportunity. It represents potential. It was change that helped me recognise the potential of this place. To see that the people of this town, despite suffering great loss, still held on to the things that made them special.
He thumped the podium to emphasize each word.
Community, conviction, commitment, change.
Mr. Kerr nodded confidently, biting his lip. The crowd was silent, in rapt attention.
Fate made a perfect match that day. Nothing is more important to you all than community. And Perennial Harvest is a community first and foremost.
Mr. Kerr methodically made eye contact with each section of the crowd.
The only way you made it through the foul harvest was an unshakable conviction. A conviction that a better tomorrow was just over the horizon. Perennial Harvest was founded on the conviction that we are that horizon. This festival is a symbol of our commitment to each other.
His voice began to build to a crescendo.
We now walk hand in hand into a future we will shape together. And that is what change is all about. Grabbing the future by the scruff of the neck and making things happen. Change is a choice. I'm tickled pink that we will all be making that choice together. How great's that? Just imagine what we can accomplish. There was an explosion. What was that?
The crowd began to look around nervously.
Don't worry, Little Thunder isn't going to ruin this day. Everyone remain calm.
Mr. Kerr quickly flicked through his note cards.
Where was I? Through all of my travels, I've learned one true thing. One always reaps what they sow. We have all planted a lot of good in this town, and so it's with a happy heart that I can proclaim
He raised his hands up to the heavens.
our harvest awaits. It was the big freeze.
At that moment, a merciless wall of impossibly cold air ripped through the crowd, instantly freezing everyone and everything it touched. For a man like William Kerr, this was a fitting way for things to end. On a stage, with an entire town frozen in rapt attention for the rest of time. The end. There's that ice again! Whenever I think we're getting close, it comes along and ruins everything! Maybe we should just quit? Maybe you should just close the book, walk away, and never think of me again.
We're not doing that, by the way. We're going to stick around.
No, I don't mean that. We got a little closer this time. We just need to try again. Please.
So we have got things that we can do. We can be slyer, but I'm still a little bit curious. On the other side of the Tree of Fate, there is something else that we can do. But maybe I should pursue this side. Maybe we should be slyer. Okay, so back into this interrogation of Mr. Tolliver. He seems to be quite key to this. So we tried to be chill. It didn't work out. We played it hard. We learned a little bit more. And then we just got to the big freeze. Maybe this time we should be slyer.
They'd run the classic good cop, sly cop interrogation. Luca and Rollo ducked behind a barrel, leaving Beck to her task.
Okay, it's Beck's turn to try this.
With a few crisp snaps, she roused Mr. Tolliver.
What? What's going on? You're that Modal girl. Please, call me Beck. Sorry about all this.
Mr. Tolliver looked down and shifted a bit, testing his restraints.
It seems there's been a mix-up. You see, I'm down here for the same reason you are. Juniper sent you here.
Beck caught herself before letting the surprise manifest on her face. She'd already gotten him to reveal his relation to Gran. This was gonna be easy.
You know how Juniper is with her precautions. Operation Sparkplug has us all on edge. I guess she thought you needed some backup. But she sent a child. What better way to avoid prying eyes? Who would suspect a kid? I suppose it makes sense.
Mr. Tolliver wriggled a bit in his restraints.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
Beck quickly removed the ropes.
That had to be uncomfortable. A little, yeah. But you understand. We never know who to trust in this town.
Mr. Tolliver rubbed the growing knot on his forehead.
Very true. So it turns out we're both here to
Beck twirled her hand, as if to prompt Mr. Tolliver to finish her thought.
destroy the evidence.
Beck shook her head and clicked her tongue.
Yep, the old gal is nothing, if not thorough.
Mr. Tolliver let out an amused huff in agreement.
She sure is. Can't blame her, though. If anyone were to find out that we're going to destroy the souls, well, we both know how bad that might be. No one will know anything once I finish clearing things up down here.
Beck was on a roll now, playing Mr. Tolliver like a fiddle.
You're sure you can finish this up on your own? Juniper trusted me for a reason. You can leave the rest to me. Good. There's one more loose end I'll go work on. Loose end? Oh, it's nothing really. The other day, I had the radio on a scan while restocking the candy shelf. And wouldn't you know it, I intercepted an odd phrase in a perennial harvest transmission. Underground secrets. That's ominous. I think it might be a password, but Juniper dismissed it. Said it wasn't mission critical. What's the password for? We don't know. So we have a password and nowhere to put it. It's gotta mean something, right? Good thinking. You should probably go work that out. I've got this under control. That's a relief. Between you and me, this basement gives me the willies.
Heading for the stairs, Mr. Tolliver hesitated and turned to Beck with a puzzled look. She grinned and gave him a peppy wave. With a shrug, he continued up the stairs, whistling a jaunty tune.
Did you guys catch that? Sure did. This whole time, Mr. Tolliver's had a candy shelf. But all he ever sells us is apples?
Beck blinked slowly in disappointment.
The password, Rolo? Well, sure, but once things are back to normal, I'll be having a word with Mr. Tolliver about that candy shelf. Fine. In the meantime, I've got an idea.
She turned to the table and began tearing small scraps of paper.
He said he heard a password on the radio. Any good spy transmission is never what it seems.
Beck marked each scrap of paper and leaned back.
We just need to find the hidden meaning. Okay. What's another word for underground? Buried? Covered? Could it be a cover-up? Maybe it's one of those each letter is a number thingies? So U would be 21, N would be 14, D would be... oh, it's an anagram. Nuncreed's drugstore.
Luca and Beck looked at Rollo with amazement.
Rolo, that was incredible. Well, it's either that or Kren's new drugstore. Yeah, I think you're right the first time. How did you do that? What can I say? I love ciphers. Well, I guess we know where to go next. Okay, we're off to Nuncreed's drugstore. Who's this? You scared me half to death. Sorry. You kids haven't seen Mr. Tolliver around, have you? No. He's got me waiting round like this last slice of pie. I swear, that man would be late to his own funeral. Well, he did just leave, he just didn't go this way. But yeah, Mr. Nuncreed, isn't that the person that Gran was trying to poison? So, has he got something? Oh, is this our chilling spot? This is our chilling spot. Let's not do that. Can I do some fishing? I've picked up some new things. What else can I do? Any new things? No, it's the same old stuff. So let's leave Memory Town and carry on with the task at hand. So let's head to Nuncreed's drugstore. Never actually been inside before. Oh, hang on, wait. You're late, Augustus. Sorry, sis. Was caught up with work? Work? You? I had a few more details to lock down for the festival. Oh, what do you have to report? What is this Insipid Town festival really about? I think
Gus looked around nervously.
Mr. Kerr really does just want to do something good for the town. He's actually a pretty nice guy. You should spend some time with him. I didn't pull strings installing you as mayor so that you could make friends. Your job is to help me figure out what Kerr and Perennial Harvest's true intentions are with this town. We have a responsibility. This is our father's town. Was. Excuse me. This was our father's town. He's gone, heiress, and he isn't coming back. Father left us with nothing but problems. Mr. Kerr came here and offered to help us. We accepted that help. We didn't agree to them turning Father's warehouse into a toxic dumping ground. That's just a temporary arrangement. The glow can be seen from our damn backyard. They're dumping their nasty little secrets on us. When this all inevitably goes wrong, who do you think will be blamed?
Eris's cry hung in the air.
We have a new choice to make now, sister. This town is going to change, whether we will like it or not. Are we going to choose to be a part of that future, or be forgotten in the past? It's a shame. Father named you Augustus, but you will always just be a Gus. Good night, Eris. I'll see you at breakfast tomorrow. It's getting late, kids. Okay, it is, sort of, but yeah. So these guys... Yeah, we gotta go to Nuncreed's. I know, but I want to have a look around as well. Hello? Knowledge, he spat with a sneer. There exists a gulf between knowing something and being able to do a damn thing about it. I do hate it when the villain makes a good point. But there's something... Yeah, why is the museum always open 24/7? Just to watch that video each time? Maybe there's a clue in there that I've been ignoring the whole time. I'm not going to watch it again. I'll come back to it another time. Wait, why are we zooming in on the corner here? Ooh, I found a thing. Found a thing! Okay, I'm super happy. Super happy. But yeah, it seems to be that the Valentine siblings, they got some beef. But they don't seem to be part of the major issue what's going on. So the real part of it is you've got the you got Perennial Harvest, and they're doing their research experiments. The Valentines are actually not that important. What is important is Juniper, you know, Grandma, and their resistance movement. What is going on there? Mr. Tolliver is on the side of that resistance. And they're fighting over the source. Maybe Perennial Harvest don't know about the source, or maybe they do. Maybe it's something they're after. Oh, it's this guy. Not said hello for a while. He's actually kind of chill. Hopefully, we'll see.
Solomon stood proudly at the entrance to the drugstore, holding a brown bag overflowing with black licorice.
Hey, Solomon. We're looking for Mr. Nuncreed. Is he still in there? Afraid not. Then where'd you get the candy from? You might say we have an arrangement.
Solomon shoveled a surprising amount of licorice into his mouth.
Sometimes it's the small pleasures in life. Though we might not always have family to rely on, licorice has never let me down. Well, I can't say licorice would be my first choice, but whatever floats your boat. You can tell a lot about a person by their choice of confection. Oh, yeah, I guess. I like sour gobs. I'm certain you do. I always wondered why Mr. Nuncreed kept licorice in stock. You must eat enough of it to make it worthwhile. There are many ways to earn loyalty. For some, it's as easy as cold hard cash. Wow. So he just pays him, get that licorice in stock. Well, he is right, it is locked. There's gotta be more clues. Okay, let's see now. There's like a back alley here. We just, smash our way in? Could make a phone call? Have you ever seen anyone actually use this thing? Besides Mr. Nuncreed? No.
Beck cupped her hands on the glass to peek inside.
This is not a normal phone booth. It's got like a blinky keypad. Why would there be a blinky keypad? Kren's new drugstore. I mean, Underground Secrets. The password.
Beck flung open the door and they all squeezed in.
Okay, let's do this. Alright, let's see.
Luca cracked his knuckles and entered the letters into the keypad.
Underground Secrets. Sounds like it did something. Great. Now what? I guess we... Oh, yeah, we dropped down.
The inside of the phone booth dropped loose from its shell. Without even the space to panic, they closed their eyes, held their breath, and accepted their fate.
Because this happened one time before, I'm sure. We spoke to Mr. Nuncreed. He didn't like what we said, and I'm sure he just threw us in here.
Suddenly, the chaotic descent slowed to an effortless landing. It was unclear where they ended up, but at least it was solid ground. The air was stagnant and smelled vaguely of chlorine.
I knew it. You knew that there was a secret hub full of strange tubes under the phone booth? Well, not explicitly, no. Of course I did, yeah. Didn't I say that? No. I definitely thought it. Luca, do you remember when I said how cool it would be if the transdimensional conduits from Hank Atomic issue 12 were real? Rolo, at one point or another, you said that about every technology ever discussed in Hank Atomic. That's why I'm such a good predictor. Looks like each of these has something written on them. Okay, wait. Here's the hazmat suit, though. This is the one that got damaged, so it was Mr. Nuncreed in the forest that time. This suit has a broken mask. So, have we found our mystery warehouse creeper? At least we found their hazmat suit. If it walks like a Nuncreed and talks like a Nuncreed, let's not jump to conclusions. I'm just saying. Okay. Got these buttons. So what do these do? There are 3 of these things. Mining Operations Alpha. You guys have mines here? Not that I know of. This town is all farms and fertilizer. And a series of tubes. Pa always says you can only trust a miner up to the point when they hit gold. I'm not sure how that wisdom applies to this exact situation. That's the thing about Pa. You don't always realise what he means until it's too late. Okay, what's the next pipe say? Perennial Harvest main office? Wait, is this an underground network so you can kinda sneak around town? That's where my mum works. What does she do? Science stuff. Is she involved in all of this? We just moved here? How could she be involved? True. Okay, and this one? Valentine Fertilizer Warehouse. So that's deep in the forest. Isn't that where you almost got snatched? Yeah. Why would Perennial Harvest have a tube going to the old Valentine place so you could move around without being spotted? This is starting to feel like something big. Really big. Okay, so what does this do? That's a lot of buttons. Stand aside, Earthlings. I've read enough Hank Atomic to know my way around sci-fi tech.
Rollo's hands hovered over the field of blinking buttons.
Eeny, meeny, miny. Whoa. Rhodo, what did you do? Nothing? I didn't even mow yet. What was that? Hired. Where? There's nothing but weird tubes down here. Just get back. Wait, something's coming up. Oh. Shit. 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 Awesome. Oh god. You all need to come with me, now. We're not going anywhere with you. Not until we get some answers. Mr. Underground Secrets. I told them it was an absurd password. But they love anything that makes them feel clever. They who? That's no matter. If I can keep you hidden until after the festival, I might be able to save your skins. We don't care about our skins. Hold on now, I like my skin. This all stops now, Nuncreed.
Joseph waited for a moment in silence.
You sound just like him. Who? Walt. You don't get to talk about my dad. You know, your father and I were friends back before.
He gestured toward the strange tubes.
All of this. That's a lie. It's true. I used to bounce you on my knee. What happened? Same thing that always happens. Reality, complications, life. We were a team, Walt and I. An idealistic doctor and a bright-eyed pharmacist. Both hell-bent on helping folks. So, you were his sidekick? No. We were partners. He helped the patients, and I helped him. Yep, total sidekick.
Nuncreed let out a growl of a sigh.
Luca, I need you to know this. I need someone to know this. Monday, Sharper Valentine comes to us. Says he's got an opportunity. He'd found something he didn't quite understand. And he was willing to pay us both handsomely to help him understand it. And my dad said no. Your father and I both believed in helping people. But the thing I could never get him to understand was, it's a lot easier to help others if you help yourself now and then. Classic sidekick into villain plotline. Walt loved being righteous almost more than he loved his family. He was wrong about one thing though. When he begged me not to take Valentine's offer, he said, Joseph, if a person says yes one time to Sharper Valentine, he'll make sure they keep on saying yes to him until the day he's dead and gone.
He shook his head wistfully.
Sharper's long gone, but he's still got me saying yes. Is there a point to this sob story? Not really, no. Just an old man trying to delay what he's doing.
Nuncreed took a menacing step towards the children.
I tried to keep you safe. I tried to keep you and Juniper out of this. But you forced my hand.
Luca began to laugh.
What? You really don't know? My gran isn't out of this. She's been scheming right under your nose. Juniper? Seems like she's planning on crashing the town's party. She's gonna disrupt the festival. Why would she?
The color drained from Nuncreed's face.
How does she know? Apparently she knows lots of things. What? Let's just say this isn't the only underground lair we've busted into today. Honestly, hers is way cooler. She's got maps and explosives and bad intentions, big man.
Nuncreed grabbed Luca by the shoulders. His eyes were frantic.
You need to tell me what she's gonna do right now. She doesn't understand what it is she's messing with. Tell me now. She's in danger, boy. I don't know. She had a map with the mark of the fountain in town square. The founded? But why would...
A jolt of realization struck Mr. Nuncreed.
She knows about the source? The heck's the source? If she tries to destroy the source, it could catalyze and... Dear God, she's gonna freeze us all. You all need to run. Run where? Away. And as far away from this town as you can get. Head west, don't look back. That did not go how I expected. So, we're totally following him, right? Totally. See you on the other side. Whoop. Okay. Are you good? Yeah. I love this town. Wow. Because we've seen the consequences of what can happen.
Chapter 8.
These kids don't realise it, but I think we're going to have to continue this adventure a little bit more in the next episode. Oh man, this is Usho signing off, and hopefully I will see you next time.